When we get down to the next bus stop, we're going to be turning left again.
Okay.
And we'll stop with our nose by the left hand of those two upright grey boxes, ready to turn left onto the handling circuit, but don't cross the threshold, please.
It's just in there.
Just into that.
Okay.
Okay, that's good just there. So you cheerfully admitted you hadn't done anything on track before, and that's fine. To begin with, try and forget that this is a track, which I know is difficult because it is what it is. But if you imagine that it's one of the little windy country lanes that crisscrosses the Hampshire countryside once you get out of Waterlooville, that's the sort of road this is seeking to emulate. And we've got a white line running down each side of the track, haven't we, Trevor?
Yep.
Imagine that instead of being painted to barrier, Armco, something like that. So if we clip across the lines, we're going to be damaging the car. Them's the rules. We're just going for a nice drive through the lanes at a speed with which you're comfortable. Off we go, turning left. Now, your immediate problem is you don't know where the road goes.
I don't.
Which isn't unusual. We drive on roads we don't know a lot after all. But your lack of knowledge is being made worse by design fault. There it is that we've all got happening right there. When we steer, we tend to look down.
Right.
And the sharper we're steering, the closer the car's nose we want to look. So you may well find as we're turning right here, your eyes are being drawn to the white line on the inside of the corner by the car's nose because we said don't cross the line. The trouble is, if you're looking there, you can't judge the bend.
Okay.
So this time, try looking at the white line on the outside of the corner, as far around it as you can get your eyes to go.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get you to take the corner in one bite here, rather than a series of increments as your eyes move naturally from point to point in the corner.
Okay.
So we've got a 90-degree right coming up at the end of the straight here. As we're turning in this time, avoid the temptation to look down, keep your eyes on full beam, look all the way through the corner. And if you do that, you'll see that shortly we're turning right again, aren't we? Yeah?
Yeah.
So have a look through the side window and you can see the road actually doubles back on us. So if we broaden as well as extending vision, we're going to pick up even more information. And it's the same thing at the next corner. Don't look where the car's pointed as we're turning in. Look through this window here,
Okay.
at where you want to be in a couple of seconds' time. Hands full of eyes, wherever you look you steer. So you're never going to turn sharper than the corner because you're only looking where you want to go.
Yeah. Okay.
And again, if you think about it in your car, you do spend most of the time looking through a slot about that big in the middle of the windscreen, don't you?
You do, yeah.
But you've paid for all 3 sheets of glass, so you might want to use them.
Yeah.
The big mistake drivers make is not looking far enough ahead. So all most of us can do is react when we get there. As you're finding now, it's not easy to look ahead,
It's not.
but you get to plan. And when you can plan, it becomes much easier to drive a car you don't know around a place you've never been before. Rule 1, never put your car where you haven't put your eyes first. Most important thing I'm actually going to say to you today, because without it, none of the rest of this is really going to gel.
Right.
Okay, you can start to feed some power in now. If you're on a normal road, you'd accelerate out of the corner, wouldn't you?
I would.
Yeah, okay. But just remember, we've got a 90-degree right at the end of the straight, so... But it's by looking through the corners that you get to judge them for what they are. How sharp is the corner, therefore how much do I need to brake on approach? How much do I need to turn to get through? When can I accelerate again to get out? So use the rest of this lap to get used to looking at where you want to go.
Okay.
Head and eyes moving the whole time. And it's easy to see when you are looking through all the way through the corner, because you did there. If you look all the way through the corner, you'll make the turn on one smooth motion of steering.
Yeah, in one go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If your eyes are moving from point to point, you steer towards each point in turn, and you go around the corner like it's 50p a piece. Eyes up a bit. Let the car go again. Let the car come to... Use the width of the track here as well. I mean, obviously on the public highway you can't use the whole width of the road, but you can use the whole of your side of it, so we've still got a little bit of a correlation here. If we want to be on the left-hand side of the track here, making this narrow handling track as wide as possible. That's it. So get into the apex on the inside, but then let the car come out to the outside again on exit. And again, if you're looking all the way through the corner, it's quite easy to achieve that. Having said that, of all the things we're talking about today, the line is the least important. I'm not trying to teach you how to drive a race car here. This is firmly a road driving technique that we're using. Okay. So as your confidence is increasing, our progress around the track starts to get brisker. Now, if we were driving your Bravo around here, we'd be rolling a lot more in the corners than we are now,
Yeah, it would be, yeah.
because your car is optimised for ride and handling, whereas this car is optimised for handling over ride.
Right.
So we've got much stiffer spring rates in this car. By stiffening the springs, we can reduce the body roll, but we can't get rid of it altogether. There's always going to be some, and we just got to live with what's there. However, if you're changing speed in a corner, let's say you're braking when you're turning in, something loads of drivers do. Well, by braking, we're putting weight on the car's nose, aren't we?
Yeah.
Which is going to make the nose dip. Now, if that's happening at the same time the car's turning and rolling,
Yeah.
we've got the car moving in two planes simultaneously, so it's wallowing. If it's wallowing, it's not working properly.
Right.
So what I'm going to get you to do now is to start setting the car up to go through corners, braking and gear changing before we arrive at the turn-in point, keeping the car stable in the mid-phase of the corner, and then accelerating out again. So just keep us moving at the same speed here. Actually start to accelerate a bit now. Go on. Now we've got to brake for the next corner. Touch your brake, off the brake, keep the car moving through the corner, and then accelerate out. Feed power now. Go on, be bolder. That's it, good. Brake. Off the brakes, look through the corner, turn. Keep the car moving at the same speed through the corner, all the way through here, same speed. And then as soon as we're opening steering angle, so now we're feeding power, start to accelerate. Go on, be bolder. Go on. Off power brake. Off the brakes, look through the corner, turn. Keep the car balanced by keeping it moving at the same speed. Again, let it come to the outside of the track here. Stay with the white line, not turning yet. Now we're turning. Get into the apex, feed the power, Trevor. Feed the power, but let the car come all the way to the outside of the track. Keep accelerating. Again, be bolder. More power. More power. A little more power. A little more. A little more. Good. Okay, now we're braking. Off the brakes, look through the corner, turn, and again, keep the car balanced in the corner. Don't let it slow down. That's it. Good. Brakes. Off the brakes, look through the corner, turn, and again, balance the car in the corner. Just keep it moving at the same speed. Don't let it slow down. Touch the brakes. Off the brakes, turn and balance. Feed some power. Brakes. Off the brakes, look through, turn and balance. Feed